Diversity has become a buzzword, right? Diversity can mean all kinds of things. And so it has honestly become a word that by itself to me means nothing, right? Diversity to me is going to mean just something different for you. The idea was trying to test 3 different areas. So the biggest thing for me is seeing that in our community in Northern Nevada, Washoe County, we're about 0.25% Hispanic, not including our undocumented population. But our media in this community doesn't necessarily reflect our community, nor do we have a large variety of Spanish language content or media. And then just trying to see if there was interest from the student body, to see if we have journalism students who might be interested in bilingual journalism, and then if there is an interest from our media partners or people in this community who see value in this.
I was actually one of the first people that Vanessa contacted before starting the Noticiero Móvil class, because she was looking for people able to speak fluently Spanish and English. So their goal is to represent the news of that community to everyone, right? But I see the Noticiero Móvil more directed to be able to bring news, like whole news to that community. It's backwards.
My students who speak Spanish who enroll in the class, regardless of their level of fluency, right? They grew up speaking it at home, maybe they're studying it at the university level as well. I have a lot of them tell me that this is the first time that they've been told or seen that their second language is an asset. For a lot of bilingual Spanish speakers, it's just something we've done at home, we translate for our parents, but we've never thought of it as a professional skill set. And in the journalism school, for a lot of them, it's the first time that they've been asked to produce something in that second language. And I was invited to be a part of her story by the journalism students who started the initiative, and so I was really honored that they would include me. And the conversation that I had was about addressing obstacles that women will face in their journalism or media careers, right? And so part of that is talking about sexual harassment and the workplace, representation in the stories that you're doing, and just common obstacles that we as women are going to face in our careers at some point. And as a woman of color, usually much worse.
Creating Her Story is a workshop that I started with Andrea Hurt she's the editor-in-chief of Inside Magazine, and we decided to put on this workshop to help improve skills for women in media. It started because I was looking around my newsroom and I just realized that there's just so many men around. I asked Vanessa to get involved because I wanted to have someone who represented a different culture. You know, a lot of the thing about the feminism movement is that it's only for white women, and I wanted it to be clear that this was about for every female in the journalism school that wanted to do it.
I really look up to both Vanessa and Maddie that are both doing great work in these fields, and I think that their kind of work really inspires other people to pursue their own projects, and I think it just generates ideas on how can we shed light on certain issues, how can we really highlight certain people and the great work that they're doing.
Me as a journalist, it will be nice to be able to represent the news that are directed to, let's say, white people too, and not just only my community.
We talk about things like the Latino media gap. If people grow up and they don't see someone that necessarily looks like them being a news anchor or, being a politician or being a leader, it's really hard to envision yourself from a very young age being in that position. So I think that this representation is going to inspire the future generations in order to take on those leadership roles, in order to do work in certain professions, which is just really exciting because I think it'll create sustainable change for the years to come.